Haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. I appreciate you guys so much.
All right, I got a baby face, but I'm hung like my dad. Shout out to Timothy Chalamet for that line. Hope you guys doing well. We're gonna be talking about real estate while I eat and also time management. It's a big issue I've been seeing. People that want to get into real estate, but they just feel like they don't have enough time. And the goal is to really build the real estate investing business around your guys' lives, not your life to just be all work, because that doesn't necessarily help us reach the goal of financial freedom, but also time and location freedom. Because, like, something I've learned is like, what's the point of having money if I don't have the time to actually enjoy that? I'm just gonna charge my laptop here. I'm actually recording this as well for a little bit of YouTube video. You guys don't get to see it because you're on Instagram, but you can throw some questions in the chat. I'd love to answer that as we go. But I actually got my paint and my screen here. So if you wanted to join that, you might have to wait for the full on YouTube video to drop. But yeah, kind of one thing I've really learned this past, I like to say 2 years, is I've gone through the whole working 100 hours. Sure, you optimize for money, but I was stressed, wasn't taking care of my health, wasn't really getting to enjoy like free time, and then I was having like a short fuse basically. So instead, we've really spent the past 2 years not just optimizing for money, but also for time and location freedom. Now I only really work 1 to 4 hours a week. I find that, working, 1 to 4 hours a day. So it's about, 20 hours a week or so. Um, but I find that that's kind of the sweet spot for myself right now anyway. It allows me to take on other projects and just have all this free time. So that's what I want to help you guys with today while I eat. So for the ones watching, you get to see my paint screen here. Well, before I was working 100 hours a week. It was awesome, making some money, but I was just like getting burnt out. It was definitely not sustainable. Now we're at about 20 hours a week of work, and there's way more purpose. And something that I found helped is just breaking down what is it exactly that you guys want. Right. When it comes to time management, it's hard to actually manage our time if we're getting pulled in all these directions without necessarily a purpose, right? That's kind of where I learned a lot about the time management stuff even before becoming a teacher, becoming an investor, was that if my time's being spent for someone else's purpose, let's say I'm just showing up to a minimum wage job, that's a great place to start. You don't want to get stuck in there, especially if you're giving 8 hours of your day towards a company that's not necessarily giving you that purpose, right? Maybe you're using that company to build up skills. Awesome. That's what I did when I was working retail, learning a little bit of sales and a little bit of management there. So one exercise that I found helps so much, absolutely changed my life, is going to be a day audit. This is something I learned from one of my mentors, Craig Ballantyne. Write this down here. A day audit. Okay. You see these different audits talked about in the self-development space. The day audit is what you want to do is you actually want to document, 2 to 3 days, full days, right? Whether it's work or a weekend, and every 20 minutes. So literally every 20 minutes, what you want to do is document what you were just doing. Okay. By doing this every 20 minutes, I'll set a silent alarm. That alarm will go off, and then I'll take my notepad or just my phone app, whatever it is, and then I'll actually just write down, take 5 seconds, what was I just doing these past 20 minutes? This will do two things. It'll give you a meta view of your day, and it'll solve or at least give you clarity on two very important aspects. As you take this day audit over 3 days or 2 days, now you have a full day, you'll get to see, okay, where am I actually spending my time? And it allows you to figure out two things. It gives you that meta view, right? That above the view of how your weeks and your days are going. And you want to find out what times and activities that you're doing that are actually productive, right? versus what's non-productive. Then it's not just about that, but it's also what times and activities actually fill your cup, meaning they make you feel good, they add to your overall quality of life, right? For me, I like to spend time, reading the Bible. It takes a little bit of time. Sundays I'm spending like an hour on that. And some people will be like, oh, that's not productive at all. You're just reading. Cool, but it fills my cup. It allows me to go into the week having reduced anxiety. I know I have someone, God, whatever, if you want to believe in that, that's actually taking care of me and just making sure I'm moving the right path. He, I have a hard time pronouncing your IG handle, but Kirinyo says, "Hey Pat, what do you think about house flipping? Is it a good way to get started?" That is a great question. I'll answer that real quick in this video. So, building off the context of time management, if you have the time and the energy and maybe even the resources to get into flipping, awesome. Personally, I did not start with flipping, mostly because I looked at it as a little bit higher risk at first, especially if you don't have the project management skills, the actual renovation skills, or if you have to borrow money to get into flipping. If you have some capital, you have some investments already, sure, why not? I started with the Burr method, and I like that method better because it could turn into a flip. All I got to do is sell it, make the renovations a little bit nicer, or I get a buy and hold at the end, thus allowing me to build wealth over time. Okay. So for me, house flipping could make sense. I really have to deep dive into your situation. I think I did send you a link to book a free strategy session. We could chat about your situation. I don't know if you booked that in just yet. If I didn't send you that link, DM me and then I'll send you a link right away. That way we can chat on Zoom because I really got to deep dive your situation if flipping makes sense or like what strategy would benefit you the most. All right. Got another question involving copy mines. Hey Pat, been binging your content, wanted to connect with you regarding how we can scale your IG, some other stuff as well. Is DMs the right place? Yeah, you can connect through there. Full transparency, I do have copywriters already, and we do have like a solid like marketing team. But there could be some space where we could kind of connect and then synergize our goals, and then yeah, maybe we can build something together. Great insight. Appreciate it. Hey, no worries. Hope that helps. And then, yeah, I'd love to chat more in person. I don't know if we already booked I don't have my schedule right in front of me right now, but if we haven't booked that free Zoom session, highly suggest you book that. And that's where I could really deep dive your situation. Meatballs with fire. Cool. So that day audit, that's really going to clear things up because after doing this exercise, I found out, okay, I am highly productive between the hours of like 11 a.m. till about 3 o'clock, right? From there, I'm either going to need some sort of break if I haven't already taken like a quick walk or some sort of like non-input meditation or break or whatnot. And then in the evening, around 5 till about 7, 8, I can be highly productive as well. Right. So mornings for me aren't actually the most productive. I still like to wake up early to a certain degree, unless I'm traveling quite often. But what I found is it's really those like afternoon and evening times. Right. Even the last book I wrote, most of that writing was done in the morning, but then the editing, I would do that in the evening. So it's like you want to become more self-aware with when are you productive and then what's filling up your cup, right? Something I noticed for me, and maybe you guys have other activities or whatnot, but going back to dance, listening to music, being able to like connect with like the hip hop community in Winnipeg or elsewhere, like now I'm in Alberta right now, that fills my cup, right? We could talk no business whatsoever. We can just hang out, dance, freestyle. And I find that this actually fills my cup so that when I get back to work, I'm being able to be a lot more productive. I don't want to just work, and have like no fun and no play, no adventures. I've done the whole, like I mentioned, 100-hour weeks type thing. Awesome, great to build me a base that might be necessary for some of you guys, right? But for myself, And after doing these exercises of doing my day audit, seeing what's productive, seeing what fills my cup, that I'm no longer in that stage. And for some of you guys, I want to help you get to that point where you're not having to just constantly grind it out, but instead you can work a little bit less, still optimize and make money, and then actually build your real estate investing business around your life, and that you're not just like stuck in this hamster wheel of like constantly working. Welcome, Morel. Welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. Oh, it's getting spicy. So that's going to help with the time management piece, doing that day audit. Next is you will want to make sure that you have a system in place that's going to make sure you're building up time saving systems as we move forward in your business. I made this mistake before where I thought, hey, I just got to maximize inputs, DM a bunch of people, make a bunch of calls, get my leads for wholesaling, close deals like this. But if we're not strategizing, then we can actually burn out ourselves, but also burn out our potential opportunities. And that's not what we want. That is not productive. That is not necessarily going to save us time over the course of years, right? So one thing that I find really helps, and this is also what I've learned with time management, is I want to set up time. I hope you guys can use this as well. Set up time each day, if not each week, to just work on your business and work on yourself. Okay. So like on the Instagram, you're not seeing this, but I'm writing it down on my screen here. But these are two key things that we want to work on. We want to work on self. So that's learning and self-development, plus work on business, not in the business, but working on it. So what does that mean? This is going to be systems-based thinking. The most basic system is a checklist, right? If you're serious about health, I've been focusing a lot more on my health the past few days, a little bit of fitness and whatnot. I create a checklist of like, okay, every week, this is what I'm doing for workouts, right? And you make it a system, just a quick checklist, right? Whether it's before or after my meal, I'm doing some sort of physical activity. Usually it's 100 push-ups before eating. Today I was working, so I didn't get a chance to do that. So I'm already eating. But right after this, I'm going to be taking a walk, digest a little bit, then I'm cracking out my 100 push-ups, and I'm going back to work. That's the system that I use. I also have a 2-day workout split that I've built through ChatGPT. I've taken, I think I've hired at least 7 fitness coaches at this time, and even had different programs. So I've condensed that all, and then I put this into ChatGPT, and then now I'm able to basically have these workouts. I'm like, hey, ChatGPT, it is acting as my personal fitness trainer / assistant. And then I say, hey, this is what I'm doing for the workouts today. What else am I forgetting? It gives me the workouts, what I need to do, and I'll actually set it up so I can track it. So I'll give in my new details, give in my how many reps I did and whatnot. And then now it's plugging that in, and it's going to remember all that data over the next 90 days. And I can deep dive that data. That's a lot of data based. It's a data driven kind of workout plan. And it's not just like one plan, right? I've taken like the 7 coaches I've worked with, put it all together, and the other programs I've put together. And I've really built out a system so that I can actually improve and work on myself on the fitness side, right? Simple checklist using ChatGPT. I might actually give that out for free at some point, but we don't want to test it out because a lot of the courses and the coaching that I got, one, it saved me a bunch of time because then now I don't have to figure out what workouts I got to do and have to like be all creative and do all this research, right? I didn't have time to do that. I built this out and I hired all those coaches when I was still working like 100-hour weeks. Now that I have that, cool. Let's put it into Chat GPT. I hope I didn't ruin anyone's fitness business by saying Chat GPT can create a bunch of workouts and whatnot. But yeah, we're adapting, right? Now, that's the work on self, right? Working on the business is something simple exercise I do every week on Saturdays to work on the business is I sit down Saturday morning before any of my coaching calls, so before about 9 a.m., and I'll sit there and be like, okay, what tasks did we do this week that was repetitive, meaning what could be delegated to a human or what could be automated through automations and AI and whatnot. So something that I realized this week was for onboarding, we sat down with the team with this. Whenever we get new students, I always send them a questionnaire that make sure, okay, we want to know where they're at, how can we help, and how much time they have and what their days look like. Because a lot of what I do now is not just the real estate coaching, but it's all the intangibles that we help our students out with at Alliance Real Estate. So we're helping them with time management. We're helping them save 10 to 15 hours a week so they can actually enjoy that time or build more income. We're actually showing them how they could not just use real estate to generate an active and passive income. What skills in real estate could we transfer if they want to build other income sources, right? I've been able to build a few income sources just through a laptop and a phone alone. And it's something I've been passing on to our students at Alliance Real Estate. Something else we really help people out with is the communication side, right? This is something that I thought it was evident. Apparently not, but if you want to become a pro real estate investor, you got to be able to communicate not just on YouTube and on videos like this, but also in person. If you have terrible communication skills, if you can't even reach out and reply to people's messages, I've seen investors just like straight up blacklist people because they'll send them good deals. And then these people will say, oh, yeah, like put me on the list. I want to be able to find these deals first, and then they don't reply. Well, if you can't physically reply, well, you'll want a system at least to take care of the people that are bringing you leads, right? If you have horrible communication skills, it's probably reflecting in your income, in your relationships, in your personal life, and then, of course, in your real estate and your capital raising. Very difficult to raise capital if you're actually not that good at communications. It's something that, I've hired the best coaches on the planet just to work on my communications. And I'm decent, right? But there's always room to improve. And that's why I want to make sure not only do I pour back into my business, my skills, my communication skills, but then transfer that back into our students because then it forces us all to level up, right? So that's something that I do work on the business is I ask myself every Saturday morning, what tasks could I automate? Could I delegate? And then I block off about 90 minutes per day. Sorry, not per day, per Saturday to really just focus and add those new automations, add those new systems, build that out week to week so that even if it's only 90 minutes a week minimum, well, I'm getting back more of my time as I move forward, right? That's going to be key because, and this is something that kind of caused, how should I say this? An existential crisis when I was younger. When I was about 16 when I kind of realized, whoa, like every year after this, I'm forced to become more and more responsible. It kind of freaked me out when I was younger. I was like, oh man, like I guess this is what being an adult means is that every time, every year that moves forward, my life is going to change. I've yet to have a year where the previous year looked like the new year. Okay? There's always these transformations, these changes, new responsibilities, new goals, new personal changes in my life, new difficulties, new obstacles, friggin' lockdowns, whatever it is. And it's this ability to adapt that has allowed not just myself, but our students as well at Alliance Real Estate to adapt and move forward year over year because stagnation does not exist. You're either growing or you're dying, right? And I want you guys to grow. I want to see you guys win, right? So that's why I find that even just dedicated time to work on the business is super key. Otherwise, you're just going to be stuck spinning the wheels and doing everything yourself, which is not necessarily a business. You just create another job for yourself. Very difficult to work under 40 hours without building these systems, right? One other thing before I let you guys go, that's going to absolutely change the game when it comes to your time management is seriously, you got to use calendar plus checklists. Okay. My amazing writing here. If you're not using a calendar or checklists, like you're probably leaving so much time being wasted, right? Like I actually don't know how people function without a calendar, a checklist. If you're a high performer, like there's no way you can actually become a high performer without some sort of organizational system. Seriously, I just use Google Calendar. It's awesome. It can connect with other CRMs. It's connected to my Calendly. So if someone books a call with me, automatically goes to my calendar. And what this does is you can set up repeating tasks and repeating events over and over again. Because what I do is on Sundays, I'll actually plan my whole week. Now, a lot of that planning is repetitive, right? I have Sunday date nights every Sunday, unless it gets moved. I have my Sunday planning time every Sunday. It's around the same time, 11 to 12. 12 to 1 or 1 to 2, I'm going to church, right? Whether it's church physically or church, just like spending time with God at home, right? These are all things that repeat. And by putting these blocks, like seriously, set up some time after watching this video, whether you schedule in or you do it right away, but set some time this week to figure out what are tasks that are constantly repeating that maybe you can't delegate, that are just part of your life, right? Date night, family time, socializing with friends, workouts, whatever that is. And then place that into your calendar so that you set it up one time. And it's not set it and forget it, it's set it and then allow yourself to save time moving forward. You could always move these time blocks. That's why I like Google Calendar, right? As you do that one time, then if you want to use a physical calendar, like what I have here, you can. And all you got to do is copy down. I like to do it actually writing it down physically because I get to see what's on Google Calendar. I have the digital reminder on my phone, and then I still have this physical calendar that I actually write out what I need to do week to week. But I don't have to rethink about every single week of like, okay, what am I doing this week? I just need to update new events, update everything well, that's going to help move us forward. But the things that are repetitive that I'm doing every single week anyway, it's already blocked off with dedicated time in my calendar and just makes life so much easier. I'll actually put links in my calendar for my workouts. So it'll say, hey, working out after lunch. And then once I click that event, it'll actually show me what are the workout options that I have. It'll send me my link to my GPT assistant for my training, and I can just chat right with it right away. And whether I have planned out my workouts or not, I can click. I like combine pick and click there real quick. I'll pick the workout I want to do, opens up. I know exactly what I'm doing. Awesome. Good to go. I start right into it. Again, less mental friction and energy taken away versus if I have to like sit there and be like, hey, what am I working out today? I'm going to do some push-ups. Am I hitting chest? Am I doing legs? Whatever it is, it's already good to go. Set it up one time, saves you hundreds of hours over a lifetime, if not thousands. And then you just set it, forget it. You could always update after. Okay. Evolving Mind says, you have a coaching program or something? Yes, I am the president and principal of Alliance Real Estate. We help our aspiring real estate investors and real estate investors really grow their portfolios, mostly using none of their own money. Also make sure that they're building the life that they want so that they don't get stuck just being an investor. I get it. Being an investor is cool. You make a ton of money, but I don't want you guys just to make money. I want you guys to actually live a life where you're excited about it. You get to do what you want. You're free financially with time and also location freedom. So that's kind of the goal. We also show people like financial literacy, financial abundance, and also stocks if you want to learn that. I don't teach the stock stuff. We have a specialist for that. Mm. Soup is fire. Seriously. Cool. I'll answer more questions while we're on here anyway. I have a little bit of a battery left. Let's see. Yeah, I got some battery left here. Questions, comments, critiques, or concerns. Got Ben Gala from Toronto. Welcome. Evolving Copy Mind says, how do you use AI and automate stuff in your daily life? Good question. So for emails, I have that pretty automated, especially when it's repetitive emails. So example, I was coaching a student this morning, put in this homework, and then anytime I coach a student and then they get their email automatically sent with their homework and then the video attached of our session. For daily life, I like to use AI for my workouts, like I mentioned. That's a big one. And then even traveling or even times when I'm kind of brain dead. Like yesterday, I had to pack. I'm going on a trip to the Philippines. So like, yeah, it's like I'll be gone for like 3 weeks. Luckily, shout out to house hacking. So perks of house hacking is you can go travel and you always got roommates to take care of your place for you. So it's kind of the beauty of house hacking. So I still house hack right to this day. People are like, oh my God, you're a multimillionaire already. You're still house hacking? You still live with roommates? I was like, yeah, like why not? Um, my dream is actually to own an apartment complex with a bunch of friends and investors and people I'm really close to and family. We all own it together. We live kind of like a commune, and then we have like this community where we're all focused on making not just our community better, but the communities around us better. So that's kind of one that fires me up. That's like a longer term goal. Um, but yeah, long story short, I like went to chat GPT. I'm like, hey, I'm going away for a trip to Philippines and Japan, and I'm gonna be gone for 3 weeks. How much clothes do I need to bring? Give me an exact list. And then it helped me do my packing. Like I was done my packing in, I don't know, less than like 15 minutes using AI. It was sick. Um, yeah, so I'll play around with AI. I'm usually on GPT or using some sort of automation or AI or connecting with people with automations AI. Like Josh just jumped in, he's helping with some automations. Seriously, if you're a business owner and you need some help with automations, hit him up. He'll be able to help you out, even if it's something, whether it's like emails, landing pages, whatever it is. Automations is key, I find nowadays. But yeah, sometimes I just use it as like an extra. I use it as like it's called like my second brain sometimes. So I have a few books where I'm just putting ideas together, and I'm running it through Chat GPT a little bit. I haven't written a book using Chat GPT just yet. I might play around with that idea. Um, but yeah, we'll kind of see how that goes. Out to Jersey, eh? 23, baby. Favorite number. I'm a 4 life path, but I'm born on the 23rd. You guys know what that means. Josh says from basic complex, we got covered. Yes, sir. Put him up. Ooh, I'm gonna have to take a nice walk after this. Cool. So recap this all. I was stuck working 100-hour weeks. I don't want that for you. I want you to get closer to working. Hey, maybe you're working 5 to 20 hours a week. That being said, don't let that stop you. You know, I did the whole 5 hour work week for a few months, and I just felt like I was not fulfilling my purpose, right? I was leaving a lot on the table. I still love teaching, and I get to do live streams like this. Now I can focus a little bit more on creating content, teaching in a way that's not the traditional sense of teaching. Schools are never going to teach you about money. They're never going to teach you about time management. They don't even teach you how to learn how to learn. And that's one of those meta skills I like to teach in Alliance Real Estate to make sure that I don't want you guys stuck working with me. I want to build you up so that you become a critical thinker and that you have these systems to actually design the life that you want. And once you reach that life and you know there's adjustments to be made, cool. You have a system that will help you out with that. And then now I work closer to 20 hours a week. It's been awesome. And it's actually allowed me to add more to my plate just because we've subtracted quite a bit. You know, I was able to teach a dance class 2 days ago. Dance has been a huge part of my life. I love being able to give back to the community. And it was awesome. Like I taught one of these kids how to do what's called a baby freeze. You guys breakdance, you just Google what a baby freeze is. That took me like literally 3 months to just figure out because I've spent so much time and actually reached out to some of the best e-boys in the world and how to actually teach this stuff. I was able to show some of the kids how to do it in like 30 seconds. And I was like, cool, that fires me up. Um, is it productive? Am I making thousands of dollars per second teaching dance? No, but it fills up my cup and it allows me to be like, cool, I like this. I actually love being able to give back, whether it's on the real estate side, whether it's helping entrepreneurs, whether it's helping other teachers. I've even sat down with teachers and like, hey, how are you using AI in your school system? They're like, oh, we're not really. It's like, cool, let me build you an automation. It's already pre-built, no charge. This is how I was writing literally like 160 report cards in like 45 minutes. And it saves so much time. Okay. So that's what I want from you guys. I want you to reduce the amount of time you're working, increase income, of course, and then not fall into the trap that almost landed me in a place where it was not the best, let's say mentally. But I want you in a place where you have your purpose fulfilled. Maybe that's not just work, maybe it's other aspects that you want to do, right? Just because something I've learned is, hey, if I have the capacity to work 100 hours a week, I've reduced that down to 20. Hey, let's fill up the rest with other stuff. You know, something I've been trying to do is talk to my parents a little bit more, give them a call every now and then, chat with them, connect with them, and whatnot. Be fully present whenever I'm teaching dance or playing with kids. Been doing a lot of like life planning and whatnot, and going back to the gym. Well, I do like at home workouts, so that saves me actually a lot of time as well. But yeah, Evolving Copy Mind says, where can I join the community? Yeah, check out Alliance Real Estate. I think I saw you followed us there, so shout out to that. And then Josh says, we got a school with a concrete gym that needs all their lines repainted. Know anyone in Peg? Ooh, that's a good question. I'm not sure, but I'll check my Rolodex, my network, see if I can connect with anyone. Got plugins are crazy as for real. Yeah. For GPT, yeah, the plugins are unreal. Like seriously, even if you spend 15 minutes to like max an hour a day, just trying to play with Chat GPT, it's amazing. Like you'd be so surprised. Like I've barely scratched the surface. I'm not an expert, right? Like I can't even explain to you what artificial intelligence means. All I know, it's saved me a bunch of time and I like it better than Google. Like I could learn a lot of stuff too. Yeah. Hope that helps. Hope you guys got a ton of value there. If you guys are watching this, seriously, hit that subscribe button. If you're here on Instagram, smash that follow button. If you want to get to that next level in real estate or financial abundance, send me a DM. I'd love to help you out. I'd love to help you reach that next level. And then also, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe, like, drop some comments. Let me know what you guys think about this stuff. Okay. Let me know if this actually helps. And if it doesn't, cool. I'm open to feedback. Like, I got no ego about this. I'm trying to be the best teacher and philosopher that I can be. It just so happens that I'm using real estate to really set up that competence, right? I don't want to be one of those philosophers like, oh, like let's just ask questions and I want to show you that philosophy is pragmatic. Learning is pragmatic, meaning it is something you actually use in real life. Okay. Not just cerebral thinking. Okay. So hope that's awesome. Smash those subscribe buttons. Give me a like. It does help with the YouTube channel. And thank you so much. You guys are amazing. I love the community we're building here. You guys are blessed. We got some live events coming up in Winnipeg. And then C says, unbelievable insight. Hey, I appreciate you, man. Simply AI, bro, for all your needs. Yes, sir. It helps a lot. Yeah, follow each other. Let's connect. Let's keep building this stuff. And again, this is just the beginning, right? I shaved my face to represent that I'm going to be 30, but still young, still building, always learning. And this is just the beginning. You guys will see we're going to make Alliance Real Estate something huge. I can't do this alone. So again, seriously, I appreciate everyone watching these videos. I appreciate everyone part of the journey. Hit me up on YouTube, follow me on YouTube. Yes, connect on DMs. If you're asking me that, yes, we can connect on DMs. If you're asking Josh and see that, you can also connect them in the DMs. So you guys are blessed. I'm gonna log off here, get my workout and walk in after I eat. then back to helping some students absolutely crush it. Got some students already closing deals in January. Things are finishing up, so I'm super excited. If you're someone that wants to level up, get to the next level, and you actually want my help with real estate specifically, click the link below, let me know, and then we can book a free real estate strategy session. I'd love to make sure to see and double check if real estate investing is something you're ready for. If not, it's all good. I want to build you a custom roadmap, whether it's for financial abundance or whether it's for real estate, to help you get to the next level. Because whether you work with me right away, whether you work with me in a few years, or whether you never work with anyone in Alliance Real Estate, that is all good. I'm really pushing abundance mindset here, and I believe we can all win. I want to see you and you win because I believe you guys got potential, and I love seeing you guys grow. So this stuff has changed my life. I hope it's been able to change your life, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. You guys are awesome.
The knowledge I had with real estate wasn't that great, and that's when I knew I needed a mentor to guide me through the steps of minimizing my mistakes and obtaining property. It kept me accountable with the limited time I had after the long hours at work. It taught me things I wouldn't have learned without a mentor.
Thank you to Patrick. Big help me with pretty much everything ever since I started. So big shout out to Patrick and Alliance.
Nice. Yeah, Nick's an action taker, so we can help guide you, but you still got to do work, and Nick is a testimonial for that.
Sure.
Yeah.
And thank you again, Patrick, for this program. It changed my life. It changed my mindset. It changed everything. That was the best six weeks of my life.
I just want to give a shout out to my man Patrick. Just honestly been one of the best teachers that I've ever had.
It's a very informative course. Patrick works with you one-on-one, so if there's any questions or anything you might be doubting or you're uncertain of, he'll definitely be there to help. Honestly, highly suggest this course. It's taught me a lot through my journey,